you're diagnosed with Parkinson's disease, it doesn't take you long to figure out you have a degenerative neurological condition. But what they don't tell you, and that part sucks, because there's no cure, and there's nothing that even can definitively slow it. And that sucks. But what they rarely ever tell you, if ever, is that much of your brain is still regenerative. Not to mention your heart, mind, and soul. So even if Parkinson's has taken 5% from my brain a year, but what's left, I'm improving 5% a year. That's going to take a pretty long time to get to zero. My math is not that good, but I think it'll get to zero over a long period of time. But this is not about math. There's a lot of science behind it, I would think. But we don't look at it that way in science. It's not how Western medicine works. We would look at what's wrong, not what's right. We have movement disorder specialists, not movement reorder specialists. For our movement disorder, not our movement reorder. There's a term called, in the Parkinson's lexicon, it's called paradoxical kinesia. It refers to a phenomenon of unexplained movement, or movement that would be highly unlikely, but yet possible. It was initially documented many decades ago. The village was being bombed, and people with Parkinson's, advanced Parkinson's, were from their wheelchair, running out of their wheelchair to flee to safety. But we don't hear much about it. I've had Parkinson's 14 years, and it's not something that's discussed or researched beyond a sideways glance and a chuckle. But as you might figure, it's something I'm about to tell you I've explored quite a bit and highly fascinated by it. And learned a few things about it. How I can go from sometimes how I create movement from seemingly nothing. I had a basketball over here. And I'll take that movement any day. Sometimes movement can be immediate. Sometimes it's a slower, more thorough process. You need to think more paradoxically about that. You know, it was only a couple decades ago, exercise wasn't thought of as beneficial to people with Parkinson's. Now we're crazy for it. We can't get enough of it. It's the only thing that might slow the disease down and keep us from feeling like shit most days. James Parkinson's first documented first case of Parkinson's over 200 years ago. So for about 90% of the time we've known about Parkinson's, we didn't know exercise was hugely beneficial. What else don't we know? And sometimes when you're feeling like shit, you don't think there's any hope of you getting out of it. Sometimes a nice slow coming out of it, thinking paradoxically that maybe this is actually something that's going to help you. Everything is not as it seems in this world, the paradoxical world. So once again, I've stiffened up. And just by a little bit at a time, and whatever it is you love can help you bring you out of your love. And that's the thing that's going to be your medicine. Glasses are going to fly off into the pool. I don't have much room to work with here. Again, I think you get the idea. But what happens there's those times none of this shit's gonna work for me or for anyone. It's times I can't get there. I can get there under these conditions around another person feeling the energy. Then what? Then I'm sunk in pain or suffering or depression. What I've found is get out of my own head. Get on to someone else. Maybe give them a hug. Maybe give someone a hug when you're not having any problems. Is that paradoxical thinking? Well, in the chronically ill world of medicine, hugging and pouring yourself into someone else is not a treatment for any disease. But my personal science tells me wholeheartedly it is. I wouldn't suggest all your treatments be paradoxical, but thinking paradoxically is its own form of medicine in itself. Medicine abounds, just like possibility, all around us. But even more wonderfully, medicine and possibility abound within us. The brain may be degenerating, but it's more remarkable than ever before. That, along with your possibility, is something you probably don't hear enough. I guess that's why they call this paradoxical.